Hello, everyone in YouTube land. This is Ed, also known as the Angry Old Man to His Sons, coming to you with my 94th TTM video. TTM stands for Through the Mail, where we send out autograph requests to famous people, athletes, actors, politicians, whomever, in the hopes that they'll send our stuff back, preferably signed, and not get the dreaded yellow sticker RTS, return to sender, for whatever reasons. They don't want the mail anymore, so they just say not here. They're there, they just don't want the mail. That's fine. But we hope we don't get that. Hope everybody's doing well. Been having a good spring and getting ready for the summer to come up. Hope you all had a good Memorial Day. Today I will share two returns. It's a Tim Day. Both men are named Tim, the returns that I got. So that's kind of interesting. And I'll show you two pickups that I had. And also some shout-outs to some great channels. We'll start off with the shout-outs. Move the little stand up. First shout-out will go to Hawaii's favorite son there. Not Jack Lord. This guy. Cooler Plastics, Chad. Check out his channel. He's got some great videos. Does great videos, whether it's TTMs or pack openings. Lots of fun with him. The second channel, I just started watching. Just recently subscribed to it. And that's Land P. Ripping, or L&P. You check out their channel. They're big Pittsburgh Penguin fans. They recently got, I think they bought something from the Penguins, Mario Lemieux Charities, and it's a great box. It's got an autographed puck of a Penguins player, a jersey, lots of good stuff in there. So check them out. Third one is another channel I just started watching, and that's Sweet Bob. He is a TTMer. There's a lot of TTMs, so I'm getting a bunch back. Give him a look-see. And fourth, last but not least, though, he's been around. I've been watching him for years now. And that is Matt Bowler. Western Pennsylvania's favorite son, as I always like to say. Got a great collection. Does TTM, shows you his pickups. Great collector here, so check them out. All of them. Great channels. You'll enjoy. Now, the first pickup I got here is a card signed by a man whose nickname was The Ripper. And that is Jack Clark on the old tops there. And I got him on the Yankees. Got this from Atomic Sports. And yeah, he's in the Yankee uni. Didn't play very long with the Yankees, but I like my Yankees. He also played, I believe, for the Red Sox. Certainly played for the Cardinals, the Giants. Many teams he played for. Great hitter. Had a lot of home runs. Certainly in his career. And also I got this pickup, a little bit of a private signing. One of the people I collect, and that's the Doc. It's Dwight Gooden here on the card there, in the blue paint pen. I collect him amongst many other people, about 1,000 others, but I like to get them. And spin around. So Dwight Gooden on the Project 2020 card there. So I was happy to add that to the old collection. Two nice additions, Met and a Yankee. Can't go wrong with that, I suppose. All right, now the first return. First of the Tims. This came from Illinois, Carol Stream. Took about 3 weeks, roughly. He did sign both cards, so I was very happy. First card that I will show you that he signed is this 1988 scorecard, and that's because he's wearing a Yankee uni, and that's Tim Stoddard. Second one here is a 1986 Topps card, and that he's wearing the Padres uni. So I'll tell you a little bit about him. He's a great athlete. Excuse me. That's for sure. Timothy Paul Stoddard, Tim, born January 24th, 1953 in East Chicago, Illinois. I remember going through there at one time. 71 years of age, stands 6 feet 7 inches tall. Mr. Stoddard, in 1971, was a member of the Washington High School Senators basketball team in East Chicago, which went undefeated, 29-0, and they also won the Indiana State High School basketball championship. One of his teammates happened to be a guy by the name of Junior Bridgman, who went on to play in the NBA and have a great career. So that was a really good team. After high school, Tim attended the North Carolina State University in Raleigh, North Carolina, where he was a two-sport athlete. He played baseball, and he also played basketball under legendary coach Norm Sloan. He ranks 4th on the NC State season ERA lists with an ERA of 1.05 in 1975. His team, 3 out of the 4 years, the Wolfpack won 3 ACC championships. So they won the ACC championship 3 times in his 4 years. That's really good. In basketball, he was the starting forward on the 1973-74 NC State team, which won the national championship. That team went 30-1. The only loss came to UCLA with a guy by the name of Bill Walton there, recently passed away. But they did defeat UCLA in the Final Four, ending UCLA's 7-year run as national champions. Stoddard had 9 points and 9 rebounds in the 80-77 double overtime win in the semifinal game. And then in the finals against Marquette, coached by the great Al McGuire, in the championship game, he had 8 points and 7 boards. In 1975, in January, he was drafted by the Chicago White Sox in the second rounds of the January draft, back when they had a draft that time in January. He made his major league debut September 7th, 1975, with the Pale Hose, the Southsiders. On March 28, 1977, he was released by the White Sox and eventually signed with the Baltimore Orioles. His career, though, went from 1975 to 1989. He played with the White Sox, the Orioles, the Cubs, the Padres, the Yankees, and the Indians, as they were known. It was Game 4, 1979 World Series, Baltimore against Pittsburgh. Tim was the winning pitcher of that game. He also drove in Billy Smith with an 8th-inning single, so he had a win and a single and an RBI. Hey, can't go any better than that if you're a pitcher. The Orioles led the series 3-1 after that, after 4 games, but they wound up losing the next 3 to the Pirates. We are family. He had 2 World Series appearances, 1979 and again in 1983, but he didn't play in the 83 World Series. The Orioles did beat the Phillies in 5 games. And he also played in the 1984 Chicago Cubs, which won the National League East, had a 2-0 lead in the best-of-5 series against the Padres, and sadly, if you're a Cubs fan, the Padres came back and won 3 straight. His career, he had 41 wins and 35 losses, 3.95 ERA, had 582 strikeouts, 76 saves. He had 20 at-bats in his career and had 2 hits. He's one of only 2 men to play in both an NCAA Final Four game and a World Series. The other guy was somebody named Kenny Lofton. I don't know. He played with a jillion teams. I don't know what happened with that guy. He also was in 2 movies. He appeared in the 1988 movie Big with Tom Hanks. And, of course, his most famous, probably Rookie of the Year, 1993. He was also a technical advisor. He played the Dodger pitcher, who Henry Rowengartner, or Rosenduzer, as the manager called him, kept saying he had a big butt, jumping off first and doing a little dance, and he would look at his butt. Great scene. It was a good movie. He also spent 22 seasons as the pitching coach for Northwestern University. Mr. Stoddard is a member of the Chicagoland Sports Hall of Fame, the Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame, and the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. So quite a few Hall of Fames there. But again, free of charge. I want to thank Mr. Stoddard. Very good athlete. Great athlete. What am I talking about? Good. The second one came all the way from New Jersey. It took about 2 months. It's free of charge. It was his only Topps football card from 1975. And ironically, he was cut shortly before the season, right around when the season started, right before it. He's named Tim as well. And his brother played professional baseball with the Pirates and the Yankees. And his dad also played professional baseball with a team called the New York Yankees. And that is Mr. Tim Berra, right there on the 75 card with the Colts. A little bit about him. Timothy Thomas Berra, Tim, born September 23rd, 1951 in Montclair, New Jersey. 72 right now. He played his college football at the University of Massachusetts up there in Amherst. He was a Minuteman, same university that Jeff Reardon went to And Dr. J, he also went there as well. And anybody else? Marcus Camby, he also went there too. I happen to work with a guy in the government who was older than me, a lot older than me, but he played freshman football with Tim and said that Yogi would come up to a lot of the games. That was kind of interesting to hear. In his senior season at UMass, he set the school single-season record for receiving yards with 922 at the time. He also then set the touchdown receiving record with 12 touchdowns that season, so that was the record when he left. And he did hold the school's career receiving yards record with 1,486, way back when, though. In the 1974 NFL Draft, he was picked in the 17th round, the 421st pick by the Baltimore Colts. He played one season in the NFL, 1974 with the Colts. He mostly played on special teams, 16 punt returns for 114 yards, 13 kick returns for 259 yards. On September 3rd, 1975, he was released by the Colts and never played in the NFL again, but great to get him on the card, Mr. Tim Berra. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So those are my two returns, and now I just want to do, as Mr. Tony would say, a melancholy happy trails. This gentleman passed away back in May, just like a week or so ago. He was on one of the most famous teams in the United States' history, hockey-wise, the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team, and that is Mr. Mark Wells. He's in the USA uniform there. Mr. Wells never played in the NHL, but he was drafted by the Canadiens, I believe, in 1977, but he didn't play. He played a lot in the minors after he left the amateur ranks, because back then you could not play Olympic hockey if you were a, quote, professional, unquote, which many countries had. A lot of professionals. They just had other jobs, so to speak. So they weren't really professional players, but that's all they did, was play that sport. This was a big win. I just turned like 8 years old when they won, and that was a huge, huge victory. The United States has really had a lot of setbacks up to that point, and this really fired everybody up there in Lake Placid. I've been up there. I don't know how they got all those people in the Olympics on those tiny roads in that town, but they did. It was a great victory. They beat the Soviet Union, and then they beat the Finland in the gold medal game. A lot of people think they beat the Soviets, but it was Finland they actually beat. Mr. Wells had a lot of health problems late in life, and sadly he had to actually sell his Olympic gold medal from that year to help pay for his costs. He used to have a Facebook live stream that I watched on Saturdays. It was fun. You know, he would tell a lot of stories and things like that, and it was really enjoyable. I bought a bunch of things from him. He would sell autographs, not this particular one, but every time he would send you something autographed, he would send this little card. Always had a card, and he would always sign it on the back. So I got a couple of those as well. You know, I have other things, pucks signed by him and things like that. But he passed away, sadly. The third member of the 20-man Olympic hockey team that has passed away, Bob Suter, was the first. His son plays professional hockey, or did. And then Mark Pavlich, and now Mark Wells. So only 17 of them are still around. Herb Brooks, of course, the coach, passed away before these guys in a terrible car accident. So rest in peace, Mr. Wells. Thanks for the great memory. The 80 Olympic, game was huge. That was huge. That was before the internet, before everybody knew. But that game was played at 5 o'clock, and there were millions of people said, no, I saw it live at 8 o'clock. They didn't. It was taped. The Soviets, ABC asked the Soviets to move the game to 8. They said, no, you scheduled us for 5. Guess what? We're playing at 5. And I read a book, The Boys of Winter, I believe it was called, about the 80 Olympic hockey team. It was a really good book, and a bunch of them went up to the Holiday Inn right above the arena, which is on a hill. I stayed there once. And they're sitting in the bar watching the game, and people are looking at them like, aren't you supposed to be playing right now? And he goes, no, we played already. But that was a big moment. So thanks for everybody for watching. I appreciate you taking about 15 minutes of your life to watch this. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe. Be kind to each other, one person at a time, because that makes the world a better place. Let's just stop the violence, Love everybody out there in YouTube land, and tonight I say good night to my brothers and sisters in Cuba. You will be free one day. Freedom will be there. God bless you all.